We get a lot of blessings in life, and we're all sitting here because of a basketball game, and I'd be remiss if because there was something happened yesterday that's a lot more important, and Quincy didn't mention it, but it was the birth of his daughter with his fiance, Natalia Rose is her name, and the blessings in life of having a child are pretty special. And so he's been gone. He's been worrying about all of that, and so I did want to make sure that I mentioned that, because I think that's pretty damn cool and pretty special to be a dad. And so he was ecstatic. He was fired up to be back with the team, but know that mom and daughter are healthy. So I think we had 11 stops in a row until the last 3. This is a game that I have stressed over, to be very honest with you. I know how good they are. I know how good a coach he is. That team's going to win a ton of games. They do an unbelievable job of controlling tempo with their zone, and then they run a set every trip. And maybe one of the best defensive performances by a perimeter player I've seen was Terrence Shannon tonight. I think Golke got up 18 threes, if I'm not mistaken, at Ohio State, especially after the start of the game when he hit his first one, but he had a hard time even getting a look. And it takes a lot of mental focus to handle that, because he's away from the ball a lot. He doesn't play on the ball. I thought the job Quincy did in the second half defensively was equally as impressive. There's no doubt that Townsend is a terrific player. They're a team a little bit in the mindset of Penn State last year, in that they can really, really beat you from 3, and yet probably the best player is Townsend. And so you have to pick your poison, what you want to do. It's hard to make enough 2s, but I thought that all of our guys did a good job, but I thought Quincy, and then I thought Ty Rodgers in that stretch in the second half, those guys were terrific on the defensive side. Dane was impactful as heck in the first half, being able to get the ball in the paint. It was great to see him get going there in a night where we didn't make free throws, we didn't make layups, we didn't make dunks, and we didn't make a 3. The flow, the disruption, that's everything our program is about, is finding a way to win a game when none of those things go your way. It was really ugly, and I love that. You wish you'd made a few, but we didn't. And you've got to find a way to win ugly games. And tonight we did that with an unbelievable defensive effort, and we beat a good team. And excited to pull away late, and the last 7 minutes were pretty good, and put this one in the W column, because that will help us with the net, and it'll help us with Ken Palm and all the analytics as we move on down the road. It's a good basketball team.
Just more on Quincy and his defense. He's kind of wrecked them down the stretch there. How much did he change the game when he went on Trey?
Yeah, I mean, we thought that he's had a little bit of problems scoring over size, but again, every action that they ran was to him, and we changed our coverage for him, which I don't usually do, but he's a very good isolation player, and his physicality early got him going. But you can't move Quincy. There's an advantage to being 6'8", 235 with long arms and can jump. And his his defense changed the game. It suffocated them. That's why we had 11 straight stops.
He talked about just down the stretch, his focus is pretty much solely those making winning plays, and you mentioned him not bringing up the birth of his daughter. I'm just curious, like, is that maturity being as old as he is, or is that something that you've observed even going back to recruiting in the first?
No, that's maturity, it's experience, it's what a wonderful human being he is, because he's a terrific, terrific young man. You know, he's always been about team first, and you know, everybody that's coached him will say that. But I'm darn glad he's on our side, and I'm glad I get to spend every day around him, because he's a fun guy to be around, and he's very mature.
The players talked about defense being the identity of this team. What do you think this team is capable of on that end, compared to even some of your teams that have been very good on that end?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the group we had out late was big. You know, there's a lot of size out there, and you know, that gives you some versatility that it makes it hard to shoot over. You know, I think that our athleticism. You know, I think Terrence is as good a perimeter defender as there is in the country. He proved that tonight, and there was no separation. And you start watching how hard he sprinted to get through screens, and then he's strong. Ty, you know, and then I thought, you know, Quincy and you know, Coleman and Dane were in there for a second, and then we put Luke in, who's a cerebral player, and so I think that's an advantage we have that we haven't. We've always had a smaller guard that's given us a challenge or two, and I still think we've got some things we've got to work out. But Oakland is so different, and they never ball screen. They'll probably be the lowest ball screen team in the country. And in a world where everybody ball screens, and then they play that damn junk 1-3-1, whatever the hell kind of defense that is, and it just keeps you out of rhythm. And then you put that with their shooters, and they're really good.
Terrence said that Golke was obviously a big part of the scouting report for this team, and that he felt like they did a good job of, in practice, sort of preparing for that. Did you see him, I don't know, maybe embrace this opportunity to shut down a guy that
Oh, yeah.
had threes?
And we've talked, I mean, I think he had 41 or 42 three-point attempts through their first game and their two exhibitions, and no twos. And, you know, that's a key, and we've got to limit his opportunities. Our whole key was to be there on the catch and force him to dribble. And if you wanted to shoot one over the top of 6'6", great. And if he made them, you pat him on the rear end and say, great shot. But over the course of time, you had to wear him down and make him earn it. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Against that matchup, John, do you feel like you got the shots that you wanted, or were there some challenges there getting good shots?
We got the shots. We just played a little bit out of rhythm. I thought we were hesitant. That's all me. We haven't spent a lot of time on it up until get the preparation of the game. You know, for a couple of days out, you know, we don't see a ton of it, but you know, it was more me just, you know, I like the layups we got. I like the dunks we got. I thought we got good threes. I thought we just got, you know, they're always jumping in a passing lane, so they stop ball movement, and then they force you to drive it. And you know, I thought once we got Dane in, I thought Dane did a really good job of being able to seal and do some things. But I liked our shots. We just didn't make them, and then we got fouled and didn't make any free throws.
Has this team maybe different than other teams you've had, because you go into a game and you don't know who you're going to play maybe down the stretch? Other teams, you know, you knew Trent or Iowa were going to be on the floor, but this team's a little bit different in that you have a different lineup. How does that change your game planning heading in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice problem, to be very honest, because it's just kind of the hot hand and how you feel. We did the same thing against Kansas. We found a group we really liked in the Eastern game, and tonight it was for a different side of the court. We found 5 guys that worked, and you know, it probably would have left Dane in had he just not gotten tired. But you know, it's a nice feel to know that there's solutions on the bench, and you know, you're just going to find that right group, and so I feel really blessed to have that.
Coach, what was your message to the team, obviously, after this gutsy win with Marquette coming in next week?
Yeah, I was ecstatic. I mean, I haven't slept very good because of them, and you know, we played these games for a reason. We have a few more coming up that are really considered mid-major programs, but that's an old team, that's a veteran team, and nobody likes playing Oakland. You know, they have a hard time scheduling games. Nobody likes playing them. And so, you know you're going to be in for a dogfight, and it's a different type of game because you know that you're going to see a zone and you're going to see great offense, and you know, it's a great preparation game. So I'm happy that we won it really ugly, because guess what? You know, I won a couple NCAA tournament games. You know, shoot 30%. Sometimes you just got to find a way, and we have to figure out a way to have resilience and toughness, and not let bad offense or lack of offense affect our defense. And I thought we did that today.
Brad, on no closing time, it seems like Quincy's really earning your trust in that, and probably what you envision getting a 24-year-old with that much experience is what you seen in him in those really key moments.
Well, I think the other piece to that is he's really strong, he's really athletic, and he's versatile. And you know, whether it was the 3 in the Kansas scrimmage that he hits from the corner, or a rip drive, or tonight, just, you know, he hit a 3 tonight, but you know, he did it in different ways. It was his defense tonight, it was a couple offensive rebounds, it was stepping up, making 2 free throws. It's just it's a smorgasbord of what he's doing. He's doing a little bit of everything, and that's experience and then really gifted physical tools.
So you guys are 51% from the free throw line through 2 games. Like, what do you think is there anything you can see, I guess, that's an issue there?
Shit, I don't know. I mean, we practice them all the time, and you know, it's geez, yeah, you gotta step up and make them. I don't, it's not that we have bad shooters. You know, and what did Terrence shoot last year? 80, 84, 85%. And I mean, he missed more free throws the other night, you know, in the Eastern game than he's missed in a season. Yeah, you know, man up, step up and concentrate and make them. And we can practice them all day, but till you put 16,000 in the stands and breathe a little harder, you know, and we run them, we do a lot of ways, but we'll make them. I got all the confidence in the world that we'll make them. We did tonight down the stretch, and unfortunately it's frustrating to run good stuff, get great shots, and then not make them in the first half.